What is up, people? So it's been quite some time since I did one of these videos. We got a visitor here. It's Tofu this time. Oh, she's jumping off. It's been a long time. I've not been active on this channel, but I want to change that. I've sort of been away for a while. So now I'm back in action and I want to do these videos more often. I know I uploaded a podcast recently, but that was recorded quite some time back. And now I'm going to try and do regular daily videos over here. Now, I also wanted to try out a new format for this video with like a PowerPoint presentation and talking about things. But I've thought of some new points for this video that I don't want to change the PowerPoint and all that. And plus, I'm not sure how much value it's going to add. So I'm just going to come out and say what I want to say. In this video, I want to talk about the definition of atheism. And the reason I want to talk about this is mainly because there have been some recent videos, reels on Instagram mainly, some creators who claim they have debunked Vimoh. Now, Vimoh is a personal friend of mine and I know his position very well and I have the same position as well. So when these people come out and make this claim, I feel like I want to clarify and talk about exactly what they said and whether that's a debunking of what Vimoh said. And also another thing is that me personally, I've seen some stories by one of these creators about me, tagging me, and they want to drag me into this beef. Now, I'm not looking for any beef. However, I feel like I have a right to reply given that my name has been tagged in this. I don't know if I want to drag this out any longer. This will probably be the last reply that I give on this topic. But here we go. Also, I should mention, I don't want to mention anyone by name because I feel like these people are looking for attention and I don't want to give it to them. But you know exactly who I'm talking about if you've seen these videos, which I'm sure those of you that are interested in this topic have. So let's talk about the actual debate, the argument over here. The position that these people try to put forth is that atheism is a belief that there is no God. That I believe is the academic, the philosophical position. But that's not Vimoh's position. He says that he lacks a belief in God. Now you can argue that this means that Vimoh is an agnostic and not an atheist. Whatever words you want to label it as, I think he calls himself an agnostic atheist. That is to clarify that he makes no hard claims about his atheistic position. He's just saying, hey, I don't see enough reason to believe that there is a God or gods. Because he calls himself an agnostic atheist, these people will say that, hey, that's not a valid position. You can't be an agnostic and an atheist. Those are two mutually exclusive positions. And this is how they claim they debunk Vimoh. Here's the thing. What's the point of using words? What's the point of putting labels on statements and stuff? It's so that you can have a conversation with another person. When you say, hey, I mean this by atheist, I don't want to keep saying one who lacks belief in God every time I make a sentence. So when I want to say that phrase, I'm just going to say atheist. So if you and I can agree on this definition, then conversations are much more easier, which is also why I feel the words that we use must have definitions based on their usages, must have meanings based on their usages and not meanings based on prescribed definitions. Hey, this is the only thing you are allowed to mean when you say atheist, and so go by this prescription. No, go by the usage. That makes conversation so much more easier. And plus, we're not engaged in conversations with academicians and philosophers. We're engaged in conversations with regular people on live streams. We want to talk to people and see what they feel, see what their points that they want to bring are. And so when you're having conversations like these, you want to try and stick to the usage of these words, right? Now, there's also one more thing over here. I understand that these people are coming from an academic lens. They're coming from academic philosophy and they're going by that definition and philosophy. So if they're philosophers, if they're into academic philosophy, I believe they come across arguments like these all the time. I'm sure they would be well aware of fallacies like straw manning, changing someone's position so it's easier to argue against. This is a clear case of straw manning where you're changing Vimoh's position and then debunking that new position and claiming you've debunked Vimoh, which you haven't done. And I see the same style of argument from theists often. they change the position. They say that, hey, atheists claim that there is no God. They're claiming that without any evidence, and so that's not a valid claim. They're making an active claim. You see what's happening here. Theists can very easily argue against this new position that atheists claim there is no God. It's very hard for them to argue against lack of belief in God, right? So strawmanning is what they do to try and make it easier to argue for them, but that's it. Another style of fallacy, I've seen one guy saying, Vimoh just Googles these answers before saying them on stream. I've seen him make fun of his qualifications and stuff. Dude, that's an ad hominem fallacy. I thought you want to engage in a person's argument, his position, not debunk him based on his qualifications and stuff. That's not what I expect out of these people. And also, I think now we must come to the underlying main point over here. See, for me, and I'm sure for Vimoh also, because I've seen the kind of position he has and I've seen what he's arguing for. For us, atheism is not just a philosophical position, something we can argue with and look cool in an argument, in a debate by just saying these things. For us, atheism is a stance. Because people who proudly call themselves Hindu and atheists are the people who are privileged by their Hinduism. For me, atheism is a rejection of that religion. Why do I want to do that? So when people say that their culture is something of high importance to them, they don't recognize that they have privilege in their culture, in this Hindu culture. That same privilege comes at the cost of underprivileging some other people, a lot of other people in this case. I'm talking about the caste system. I don't want to be privileged by a culture or a set of traditions that also underprivilege a lot of other people. I want to take a stance and reject this culture and set of traditions that come at the cost of the lives of so many other people. So the people who proudly say things like, hey, I'm a Hindu and I'm agnostic, or I'm atheist, I'm proud of my culture. What is that to be proud about? That same culture is the bane of the existence of so many other people. You want to be proud of that? This is the main reason why I reject religion with my atheism. I think this is a point that sometimes goes over people's heads. For me, atheism is a rejection of religion for this reason. In this set of cultures, particularly in South Asia and India, people can be culturally Hindu and an atheist. Technically, they don't have to believe in any deity or supernatural whatever. In that case, this label atheist is just something people adopt to look cool. It's very inconsequential. People just say, hey, I'm an atheist. Look at me, I'm so cool. Look at me, I don't believe in all the supernatural bullshit. No, atheism has to be something consequential. Otherwise, there's no meaning to why you call yourself an atheist. So just to look cool, I don't respect you for it. Now, I've seen the kind of conversations that Vimoh engages in his live streams, and I think he does a fabulous job. And unless you can argue against his exact position, instead of changing it for your benefit, then you haven't debunked Vimoh at all. Yep. That's it. That's what I wanted to say in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, daily videos from now on, or as often as possible at least. See you.